Traveling has always been special to me, but this trip was different. I mean, this wasn't just a vacation, to be honest. It was like homecoming. The journey back to Rwanda, the land of my roots, yes, that's the home of my ancestors, made even more special because I got to share it with my kids and my siblings this time because we traveled together and my nieces. For those who don't know, my children are half German, and showing them where part of their story began meant everything to me. To be honest, this had a lot to do with owning my heritage, which had kind of hidden for a long time, and helping my kids see and feel theirs too. That's very important. And speaking of Kigali, it welcomed us with warmth that only Rwanda can give. Yes, I know. The city is beautiful, clean, and full of life, a perfect balance of modern energy and cultural pride. That is Rwanda. They've been doing a lot to this regard. From the moment we landed, I was struck by the efficiency and ease at Kigali International Airport, to be honest, because if you've been to Entebbe, for example, you can't speak of efficiency. So compared to Entebbe, Rwanda was amazing. Everything just worked perfectly, setting, like the tone for an entire trip that we had in Rwanda. We're talking about hotels, that we've been to, like the Serena Hotel in Kigali. Oh my God, I've been to other Serenas in different countries before, and it has almost the same tone, the comfort, the elegance, but also the Rwandan charm. And then we also went to Serena in Gisenyi. This time by the lakeside. The weather wasn't that bombastic, but it didn't stop us from having a great time. So our kids enjoyed the beach. We enjoyed taking pictures and videos. Your influencer girl here. And the food. It was really a quite beautiful day. And of course, while in Gisenyi, we also went to the hot water springs. You'll see the video somewhere with my son and, brother-in-law and nieces getting, foot scrubs and massages. It was amazing. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't that optimal. Talking of Zaria Courts, it's a new hangout in Kigali, but also coupled with a sports drive for the Rwandan government, making Rwanda somehow a sports hub in Africa. You should check them out. We had a great afternoon there, and then they have an amazing rooftop bar called Jaro Café. You have amazing views in the night of Kigali, so you definitely want to go there. And then our first night, we went out dancing. It was the reminisce night, adults playground, taking place at Atelier Duvin. Definitely worth checking out, and they always have different events and activities. It's really a beautiful place to visit, but also for dinners, or you want to have meals or hang out with a loved one. Atelier Duvin is definitely amazing. I forgot to mention, we also stopped by the Soko Cafe in Musanze on our way to Gisenyi, and that's how we had our coffee break. It's somewhere also in the video. It was amazing. I really had to give them a shout out. It was amazing, and it's in the middle of the mountains and forests, and you didn't expect something that fancy and upscale and beautiful, but it was amazing. On European standards, we had a great time there. Well, one of the highlights of, if you've been to Francophone countries, they have almost the same way of cooking. But this time I enjoyed the fact that Rwanda has new, hangouts and, like the Boho Restaurant. We had a great evening there, having our different meals and then drinks and winding down the evening and having a chat. It was beautiful. Then, like I mentioned, the Jaro Café. Then we went to Cafe Noir. Like, there's so many new places in Rwanda that are definitely worth checking out. And of course, the beauty and hospitality of the Rwandan people was also like a cherry on the top. I know. And as already mentioned, definitely one of the highlights of this trip was food. Yes, we ate ourselves silly. Like, Rwanda really knows how to treat you well. And of course, the customer service and how people interact with you. If you're ever in Rwanda, I want you to check out Konvine Restaurant. We had an amazing time there. We had lunch, or should I say lunch, dinner combined, because we couldn't have enough of the cuisines that they do offer there. It's mostly local food, but also intercontinental. You can have everything you want. It was amazing. We really enjoyed it. It wasn't just food. It was an experience. So go try it out yourself. Check out Jaro Café. Check out Boho Restaurant. We tasted everything from all the, hearty local dishes to international fusion, and all prepared and served with love. Speaking of which, what I really love about Kigali is how it's not just beautiful, but it's alive. As you can see, one morning we joined a city run. During the car-free day, the streets filled with people jogging, cycling, and enjoying the city without cars. The sense of community, health, And the joy in that moment is something that I'll never forget. And through it all, we were blessed with an amazing driver who guided us through everywhere with patience, kindness, and his local insight, priceless. He truly became a part of our journey. And at this point, I would like to say thank you. And I did mention the partying. As you can see, this was our very first night in Kigali. We went out to Atelier de Vin. That was the Ramses night, the grown folks playground. We had a great time. Beyond the hotels and restaurants, to be honest, what truly made this trip unforgettable for me was the special time spent with friends and family. There's nothing like connecting with loved ones and introducing my kids to everyone and, having my kids enjoy the quality time with their cousins, having different conversations. It was very special this time because, again, the kids are much older. So we really didn't have to be there babysitting them so they could do their own activities. The adults could do their own activities, engage in their own conversations. Even when we're out for brunches and lunch and dinners, they were always sitting on a separate table because they had a lot of catching up to do, which was very special for all of us. And also not forgetting, we also went shopping for traditional wear ahead of my little brother's wedding. Oh my God, that was also, I think I have to talk about that separately because it's a whole vlog of its own. It was such an amazing time. And this moment truly reminded me of how deeply our culture weaves into family milestones, Seeing my kids embrace my culture, wearing the Rwandan attire with pride beaming out of their eyes was a full circle moment for me. Very special, but also very painful because I wish my dad would have been there to see that, to embrace that. Much as I knew he was there in spirit, because to be honest, my journey back to Rwanda after a few years was also, or has a lot to do with my dad and the conversations we had prior to his passing and all that. But yeah, we don't want to go there. I think I'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, just so you know, it was very, very special. As you can see in the videos, they were really having the time of their lives. Those are all my nieces with my son. And here we are at Serena. We had an amazing time there. The hospitality, the wellness options for the kids and us, and yours truly always being able to catch everything on camera for you. And so you can enjoy Kigali, Rwanda through my eyes. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for subscribing. Yes, I assume you subscribed. And thank you so much for liking the video. You should do that right now if you haven't, and send this to a friend who's always dreamed of visiting Africa, because I feel if you are ever to visit Africa, Rwanda should be on your top list because it's definitely worth it. And it's one of, if not the cleanest cities in Africa, one of the most peaceful and safest cities in Africa. So what are you waiting for? And if you're a girl who loves to do solo travel, definitely Rwanda, Kigali should be on your list. Absolutely. I want to talk about our time in Gisenyi. Gisenyi is where I told you we were by the lakeside. We were at Lake Kivu, Serena Hotel. So we had an amazing time. That's the opportunity of the hot spring, body scrub and massage. The weather was terrible, as you can see. Here was en route to Gisenyi. Here we were in Musanze. At Jaro Café, we had, taken a break to have coffee, to have cappuccino, have breakfast. The weather wasn't all amazing, but we still had a great time. We still, had the opportunity to relax, to heal, and all surrounded by the beauty of Lake Kivu and my kids. You're going to see in the video, my brother-in-law, and I think one of my sisters or my nieces also got, the foot scrub and massage at these hot springs by Lake Kivu. So it was actually a dream come true for me. Watching my siblings and my kids experience all this goodness together was just priceless. It made my dream even, more about having a family holiday home there, a space where we can keep creating memories and staying connected to our roots, like my own home, where I can just give the keys to my kids and they can go take a short break there, or my nieces, or myself, when I want to escape the winter. That is a dream that I have, so keep fingers crossed for me. And oh my God, it's a lot, but I'll try to keep it short. What I also love about Kigali is not just that it's beautiful, This trip for me was actually more than just travel, like I've already mentioned. It was connecting with the roots. I know one day, maybe one day when I'm ready, I'll talk about this. But like I said in the beginning, if you manage to catch that, all my life we always had to live like with a hidden identity. I couldn't fully own up my identity. Of course, there were always remarks, people talking and, you're this and that. But we're not free to really embrace that for reasons that I can't mention right now. But I'm sure there are many people that share my experience, that grew up in other countries or in other cultures, and they couldn't truly embrace their heritage. And for me, oh my God, it's really special that I can finally say, you know what, here I am, this is who I am. And yeah, I'm still, overjoyed. You can tell from the sound of my voice. So what did I forget to mention about Kigali? I think you should just go on, watch the vlog and experience everything we experienced through my lens. We're talking brunch, we're talking partying, we're talking two things that we didn't get to do that we really wanted to do were visiting the Bigogwe farm. Bigogwe farm is where you can experience real local traditional life of an ordinary Rwandan citizen. That is definitely on our bucket list the next time we visit. We couldn't because of the weather. And of course, we didn't go to the national parks. Again, on the very day that we wanted to go there, I remember it was a Wednesday. It rained cats and dogs. So we definitely had to cancel, unfortunately. But those are two things you should also try out once you visit Rwanda. One could say sounds too perfect to be true. Well, it was perfect. There were a few things, this is a growing country. This is a country that is still healing from, the past events that we all know. But by judging, by the progress that has been made and the tempo, Rwanda is really going places, and not even the sky is the limit. And thanks to the president of Rwanda, President Kagame, and his entire government, and of course the Rwandan people, because they're very, very patriotic. This is all because of you that Rwanda is definitely worthwhile, worth visiting, and a place to be proud of, especially if you have your roots back in Rwanda. So I think I have to end the vlog, but before I close, I have to say this was more than just a trip for me. It was about connecting with my roots, with my family, with myself. Rwanda is a country of breathtaking beauty, but what makes it truly special is the people. Like I said, the spirit of resilience and growth that you feel everywhere. This is not an exaggeration. You should visit Rwanda. Only then can you experience that and understand what I'm talking about. I'm living with memories that will stay with me forever. I know it's my home, but I'm not hyping it. Rwanda is definitely a gem. And a dream to one day build a family home here, back in Rwanda. A place where my children, my siblings, and generations to come, can always return. Think about my grandchildren and all that. Yes, I'm dreaming big, but if you stop dreaming, then you've given up on life. Rwanda isn't just where I come from. It is where my heart truly belongs. And I posted something on Instagram where I said, for the first time, I felt like, like a deep exhalation, when you take a deep breath and then breathe out, that's how it felt. And somehow this trip kind of, like I was missing my dad. I was sad, but I was also feeling like I was truly, truly connecting with him because, yeah, I can't go into details, but it was really, really special. So my loves, as I close this off, once again, I request you to like this video, to send it to a friend who dreams of, visiting the motherland or even returning back to Rwanda. Rwanda has so many incentives for people who want to return back home, whether you're Rwandan or you're just African and want to invest in Rwanda, want to live in Rwanda. There's so many opportunities. If you're a sports person or even have kids, that are into sports, Rwanda is definitely going to become the African sports hub in just a few years to come. It's already there. There are lots of things going on there, lots of innovations going on there, lots of changes going on. So definitely, Rwanda is worth visiting. 2, Rwanda is worth investing in. 3, Rwanda is a country that you should all keep in your tabs because it's the next big thing. It's really happening. So I want to give out shout outs to hotels like Hotel Marriott and their spa section, and it's called the Milky Beauty Bar. I want to give out shout outs to Serena Kigali Hotel, to Serena Kivu Hotel, to Soko Hotel. This is not an advert. I'm just giving a shout out because that is the only way I can also contribute to the growth of Rwanda, my heritage. Jaro Café, those are places that you should check out. Konvine Restaurant. We're talking the Boho Restaurant and Bar. We're talking Atelier du Vin. Did I really talk enough about Atelier du Vin? It's definitely watching out. If you love fancy places, be it wine and dining, as you can hear, Atelier du Vin, or you just want to hang out in the evening, they always have very nice activities and parties going on. So you definitely want to check them out. The Konvine restaurant is here. This is where exactly I am right now in this video. Oh my god, so much went on. In You want to visit different places in Rwanda, you want to visit Zaria Courts. Oh my god, how could I even forget it? You want to visit so many places. Oh my god, I can't mention all of them, but they're all definitely in the video. That what you're seeing right now is the skyline rooftop view from the Boho Hotel and Restaurant, Bar and Restaurant. We had an amazing night here. The meals are amazing. The service is impeccable. It's a perfect place to be. And if you're someone who does content also like me, it's definitely worth visiting because you're going to have amazing content. So, yeah, as closing remarks, see me strut out in my mushanana. This was the day I actually picked up my mushanana from Isha Fashion. Shout out to her. And here I'm at Marriott. I don't remember what I was going to. I think we were going out to meet friends or whatever. I actually have no idea because it's been a lot, but I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like the video, and of course look out for more content. As you know, we're all about social empowerment, we're all about growth, we're all about, you know, people who need information about relocating, dating. We're talking about empowerment in the workspace. For more information, head over to all my socials, be it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or Twitter. I'm under the same name, Ruzhoff. Same applies to Snapchat. But I would advise you to also follow me on Instagram because that's where I post most of the updates and lots of fun content going up there. As you can see, a few snippets from, you know, what I was talking about, the traditional Rwandan attire and all that. This is for me like a full circle moment for me. Look at me and my lovely boys. Yeah, my loves, I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for always being here. Thank you so much for supporting from day one. And one day I'm looking forward to making it to a million subscribers, millions of views, and then we can do a massive, massive giveaway. I'm here to inspire, uplift, and empower you. Until next time, thank you so much.